maturing and coming into myself. That was one of my experience. So I can be the person who I truly want to be instead of off, you know?
And thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. It's funny that you say that, Eve, because in the book, it says most reds think they're yellow. Right? And here's why. Because they know that what they do is right and it's going to help everybody if they would just shut up and let them help them.
Yeah, but nobody asked us. That's the problem.
That's the point. That's the
To
point.
be of
Is
service, you need to be invited. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to cruise through this. Whatever you didn't get in my, I know everybody learns differently. I process better in the in the what form I just did, but this presentation is freaking amazing. So I just want to share this with you guys here. So we know the 4 color personalities are used to describe different communication styles. So if you feel like something's not getting through to somebody, switch up how you are communicating with them. Slow down. If they don't seem like they're getting it, slow down and ask a question. Build a network, build a strong network is the foundation of any business, right? But it requires different approaches, different personality types. The beautiful thing about this office is that we've got a ton of different people with varying backgrounds, varying personalities, and we can come together. Communication is the key to succeed. Understand how to communicate with different personality types, that is crucial to building your relationships and growing your business. And then by learning and understanding the 4 types, you can not only better connect with your team members, but also, right, your family, your everybody in your life. You can understand how to connect with them better and why there might be a disconnect. So here's what we know: the helper, imaginative, relationship focused, empathetic, right? How to approach them, right? We focus on building rapport. We focus on teamwork, team nights. We can get together. You're going to meet some of your best friends, right? Example, I'd love for you to join us and be part of our supportive network, our supportive community to help others. That is attractive for the yellow. Um, let's see here. So then we've got the creative visionary, right? Characteristics: outgoing, enthusiastic, the life of the party. Here you paint a picture of possibilities, appeal to their dreams, the opportunity to meet new people. This for the blue: imagine the impact we can create together for a brighter future. Okay. So you want to paint a compelling picture for the future, appeal to their sense of purpose, and encourage them to dream big. Here's the thing, you guys: a lot of people might have a blue personality, but they might be beat down by society. If they're beat down, you might ask them about a dream and they can't tell you a dream. They can't envision the opportunity. And so, but what do? They just go out and meet friends everywhere they go. I've got a girlfriend like this, right? I will not shop with her. We'll stop in somewhere for 2 minutes and she's talked to 18 people and not about anything like important, right? Oh, I like your blue pants. I had some blue pants like that. You're like, oh my God, head down, keep walking, right? So, red personality: confident, decisive, results oriented. How do you approach them? Be direct, focus on their goals, focus on their successes, what that's going to look like, right? With the yellow, you focus on how great it's going to be to develop this team and you can have your team succeeding. With reds, they're like, man, we are the succeeding team. We are the number one, right? We're looking for leaders who are competitive and want to make a major impact. So we want focusing on tangible results, right? Promotions, offer other challenges to strive for. And then we've got green, the analytical thinker, logical, detail oriented. A lot of people think, well, are they going to actually get started in companies like this? They will, but they're not the ones that are going to jump in fast. They're going to take you're going to send them you're going to do the op night, you're going to do an eye opener, then you're going to do an op night, then you're going to do the full KT, right? Then you're going to give them some data. They're going to think about it for 3 weeks before they
That's
come
right.
back to you and say, this might be a thing. I might get licensed and then I might IBA. We'll see. Like, that's the green. offering detailed explanations, data-driven insights. These are the people that are very interested in Primerica's financial literacy data on POL. They're going to spend a lot of time digging into that.
Is Adam agreeing? Adam, are you agreeing?
He says no. That's his third, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
And I feel a little bit more green from you, but that's funny. That just could be another, there's so many different personality parts of it that this is just one part, but it's how people communicate is the big thing, right? So making sure that we're incorporating these strategies into the recruiting approach. Know that every person is unique, right? So just because they're yellow doesn't mean they're all yellow. That secondary one might be a green, and it might be high on the list, right? So making sure that we're really truly listening and not jumping to conclusions that we know what they are immediately. Was this helpful for anybody? Did you learn a little bit of something about yourself? Even like, communication with partner, communications with each other. One of the things about the blue, right? The storytelling, Chris, when we were talking about it, he's like, oh my God, that's you. Because, I'll start telling a story and I'll be like, oh my gosh, so I went, I went into the store, and my whole point was to tell him something that I bought. But on the way, I saw this blah blah blah, and then that leads me to a story I forgot to tell you yesterday, and then that story leads to, oh my gosh, but I saw my mom and she told me, and pretty soon he's
Justice.
like, he will stop me and he's like, where are we? Can you please? And then Red is like, will you shut up and get to the point? Right? I who resonates with that? So I see
Yeah.
Adam's like,
Yeah.
yes,
I
Julie,
don't
that's
want to be
every
single,
conversation we
so I
have.
can't communicate that way. So I'm learning, I'm taking it as an opportunity to learn patience and to listen better, because I
Yes.
only listen for the information I want. I only want to know what time it is. All the other stuff doesn't serve me. And I know that in my head, I'm not always a nice person. So I'm quiet. I just listen.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind next time you're quiet when I'm telling a story. Thank you for that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I turned my camera off at this point because yeah, my face, I can't hide it real well. I, I need not, I don't know, Gila, your storytelling is not that bad. It really isn't. I don't
No,
know who
Gilly,
did
I
like
never feel that way about,
long hair. I don't know.
no,
Like, I don't know what it
don't,
is.
please don't take it that way.
That's
I
called,
love your
you guys,
story.
that's called growth. That's called growth. The difference is you ask your partner, right? You ask your partner those things and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I see a whole different side." We put our good face out here.
I got you.
So, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Adam, why don't you, anything you want to share or anything at this point?
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. And I don't know. I think that if you're going to be effective in any aspects of your life, not just your Primerica business, I'm talking your family life, relationships, anything, you've got to learn to adapt to people that are around you. And not everybody is going to see the same things that you're seeing. And the moment you start talking to people in the language you want to hear and you want to hear from them, there's going to be a disconnect with people. And so you as a advisor, you as a recruiter, as a leader have got to learn to deal with people in different personalities, because everybody has a different personality. It's not right or wrong. It's not, hey, I have this personality, they have that personality, so we can't be friends, or I don't want to deal with it. It's none of that stuff. We all have your own personalities, and we've got to be like a chameleon. You've got to adapt to the person. That's not coercive. That's not being manipulative. That's just relating information in a way that they can retain that, and they can get excited about that. And so if you're not a technical person and you run across somebody technical, you have to give them the technical stuff on the business. Okay. You have to, if you're in investments, you have to give them those technical things. Other people you might sit down with and you want to give them all the technical stuff, and they say, just put me in something you pick, we'll go from that. Or with their life insurance, just what do you think is best? And other people want to know all the details. So you have got to be a chameleon and learn to adapt. And that just takes studying these personalities, studying these trigger words that she's going through in all those situations, and knowing that when you start feeling that from people, and you can generally get a feel, if you're just meeting somebody for the first time, you can start to get a feel. Or if you're on Zoom, look at their background. Okay. Look at I had a Zoom yesterday. They had kids in the background, and it was just a jungle gym in there, and I could see it was a mess. So, okay, they're not stable people. They're not techno. I'm looking at that, and guess what? Get to the point. They did everything in 90 minutes. It was just a record Zoom. They just did everything because they didn't really want to know all the details. They want to get to the point type thing, and so you have to adapt to that. My other Zoom in the morning, it's been several Zooms with these people, and we're still working through different plans and stuff. And so they need more information. So what am I going to feed them? More information. Okay. So it's fantastic. So you have to take time to learn these things. Does it take time and effort? Yes, it does. But I don't want to be rambling here, but this is really critical, learning these personalities or what people, colors they are, stuff, because you're going to run across that stuff. When if you want to be successful, we got to learn how to deal with those things. And doesn't take that much effort. You just got to learn that stuff, and your business will take off. So anyway, that's just what I'm thinking as I'm going through. That was a good review, because that's going to be a constant with us, as you're going to build your Primerica business.
Thank you. 100%. And so my encouragement is everybody to get this book. It's like $3 if you were to buy it, I think on Audible, and it took less than 2 hours to go through. So next I am going to have Taylor come up and talk about recruiting through the multiples. We'll probably go till 10:10, and don't get off early unless you absolutely have to, because the last slide of Taylor's presentation is friggin' impactful. So the whole thing will be great. But
we're gonna stay to the end.
Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate you jumping on and doing these presentations, and I'm excited to hear from you this morning.
Thank you very much. I want to apologize to the entire team. I apologize for being late today. It will not happen again. I tell you what, it won't happen again. Y'all learning some good stuff so far? How y'all feeling? Okay. I really love, I've listened to that book now 3 times. And my favorite part is the greens don't think that they're greens. Okay, isn't that right, Geely? So it's always good. And the reds think that we're blues. So I've been able to use, I'm still learning, but I'm on 2 presentations that I did yesterday, I was actually able to figure out, oh, this person's a blue, this person's a red. Okay, a 40-minute presentation turned into 20 with that red. And we were able to be direct with each other. It wasn't for them. So it's really nice. Let's start implementing that as we go. All right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about really the distribution powerhouse. And you know what's so cool about trainings? All right. For those who get asked to do training, I want you to remember this. The regional vice president, Geely, will ask you to do a training for one of 2 reasons. Erica, it's either you're very, very, very good at it, you're the expert, you're a pro, or 2, they want you to get good at it, and they're giving you a sign that you want to be able to do what you need to. So when I was doing this, creating this presentation, let me tell you something, I said, oh, okay, Geely wants to remind me of why we got to get big and get this done. So let's talk about going through massive recruiting to build a distribution business. Now, I have a challenge for everybody today. As I go through this, this is not a listening training. This is definitely going to be very interactive. So if you don't have a pen and paper just yet, I challenge you, take 30 seconds to get a pen and paper, because you're going to need that. And if you're not very good at math, you might want to get a calculator too. All right, you might want to have a calculator on your phone or something like that, because we're going to go over numbers in order for us to understand the bigness of what we have inside of our hands. All right, remember, I'm talking to myself. Y'all just get to listen. All right, so let's do the very, very basics. Janice, why do we recruit? Okay, I know that you know this stuff. You went to the event and everything like that, but this is good for us to know for you so that you could be able to teach other people. Why did we recruit? Well, one, when you're in sales, we're just going to start talking about life insurance today. You earn a commission every time you personally help a client. That's beautiful. You can help as many clients as you want with no sales quotas, but you're unable to earn overrides as a team. This is still great. Okay. When we start talking about the numbers here in a second, it was blowing me away 2 o'clock in the morning as I'm creating this, just as that reminder. Well, let's talk about this part. If you are in distribution, though, when we're in distribution, we get to earn overrides by building successful teammates. All of us know this. We earn commissions still every time you personally help a client. You help your teammates build distribution and earn overrides. And then the biggest part, massive recruiting leads to massive passive income. So we're starting from the basics. How do we get paid? How do we get paid? We're only going to, in these examples today, Erica, we are only going to talk about life insurance and an average client. That's it. That's all we're doing. The numbers that I'm about to give you are literally bare minimum, very, very basic. So an average life insurance client will pay $1,000 a year for annual premium. That comes up to about a little over $83 a month. Well, if you're a life insurance agent, you will get paid a percentage of the annual premium overall. We're not going to talk about advances, earns, something like that, because when we write business, we keep it here on this team, okay? So we're going to talk about the overall. Let's start from the standard. All right, I'm going to use some crowd participation. All right. If we can, Joe, do us a favor. Please read the first 2 bullet points for us. Okay, this is for a representative at a 25% contract. Go ahead.
One average life insurance client equal about $2,000 a year equals $250 in total commission. Write 1 life policy a week for 52 policies per year equals $13,000 in additional business income.
Thank you, Joe. Let's talk about this. All we did, okay, Joe, if you recruited me and you said, Taylor, all you have to do, just write 1 policy a week or 52 policies a month. That's it. I'm going to help you earn $13,000 in additional income. Now, if we've been here for long enough, $13,000 doesn't seem like a lot because we're used to $100,000, people who are earning $400,000, the person who come in yesterday earned $50,000. But I had to look this up. Let's think about this, y'all. The average household income in the United States last year, 2023, was $58,260 a year. The average household income, 2 people. If we help somebody, Aloya, earn an additional $13,000 just by writing 1 sale a week, that would be like them getting a 23% pay raise from their job. Janice, what is most people's average pay raise at a job? Is it 23%?
Not at all.
3% if we're lucky and we celebrate and throwing a party, correct? I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, oh my God, Janice, we can help people get a 23% for their households. Let's talk about this. The average annual income in the United States last year was $37,645. $37,000. That's salary, by the way. That's not even, that's gross. That's gross pay. We help somebody, Janice, you recruit somebody, you help them make 13 grand. That's like giving them a 35% pay raise at their job. This is the best career opportunity in the history of America, hands down. We don't have to pay payroll. We don't have to figure out the products. It does not matter. All we do is get a license and sell life insurance. In this example right here, do you see how big of an opportunity we have here, Eve? We can change people's lives. But then let's transition to the distribution. There's a lot of people who don't want to stay as a rep. Most people will come here because they want to increase their income. They want to become a business owner. Well, how do you become the next level? How do you promote yourself? You become a senior rep by getting 3. These numbers, I promise to you, when I was doing this, it's very similar, Joe, to Jerry Byer. That same presentation, that same training that he did that weekend is what I'm doing here. It blew me away. Because if you become a senior rep, watch what happens, Erica. We go from a 25% contract level, Eve, to a 35% contract level. That is equivalent to somebody giving them a 40% pay raise at a contract. Let's break this down and why we have to sell and market every single promotion. Demora and Erica, when y'all bought your house in St. Augustine, did y'all use a real estate agent?
Yes.
You did. Do you remember what their fee was or what their rate was by chance, their percentage by chance? Did they tell you that, or did y'all? I know Demora might have tried to figure it out.
Oh, he asked him, but I don't.
They usually don't tell, right?
He did. He was a military rep, so he was
Okay.
very.
Open.
They have the same personality. They were just talking.
I love that. Okay.
I believe it was like 30 something percent. I can't remember.
So so he probably got paid maybe $30,000 or something of that, or the brokerage earned $30,000, right? So you're probably right with that. The broker fee in real estate is usually 6% that gets split between the real estate agent and the broker.
Okay.
So if somebody, Erica Demoro, thank you, looks at your house, helps you do it, rides around with you, drives you around, they'll get paid 3% commission. We're talking about 35% on life insurance. I ain't got to drive around. I ain't got to do nothing extra. I pull on my Zoom. I try to show up 15 minutes early. I show a presentation, tell them that they got trash cash value life insurance. I help them get term insurance, and I'm a senior rep, and I get paid $350. Nowhere can you get that. Let's talk about it. We personally, I'm a senior rep. Ready, Janice? I personally help one average client a week or 52 clients a year. That would be $18,200 in additional income. But because in order for me to get to senior rep, I had to recruit 3 people. Janice, let's say that they go do the same thing as a rep. We recruit and train 3 people to help one client a week as a rep. They earn $13,000 in 1 year, each of them. But let's do some math. If you got your calculator, 52 clients a week per person times 3 reps. That's why you want to know this math so that you can figure it out yourself. That would be 156 clients a year that your little team helped. Our little team helped. Janice. Oh, you did. And let's say, for example, Janice, that it took you a year to do this. Yvette, stay with us now, okay? Stay with us. So watch this. It took you a year to recruit and train 3 people to help 156 clients with them. But in turn, you help 3 people make 13 grand a year. Janice, are you a loser because that's all you did? Or is that a win?
That's a win.
If you help people give a 35% pay raise, 3 of them, can we agree that that's a win? Here's the other part. You will earn a 10% override. Let me explain how we get this. Okay, Janice, I'm going to use it as an example. I'm your rep. I'm at a 25% contract. You're my senior rep. You're at a 35% contract. The difference between your contract and my contract is our spread. That's that 10% override. So you're going to earn a 10% override for my income, Demora and Erica's incomes, and Aloya's income. That would mean if you take $5,200 a year, that's how much you would earn as an override. And you multiply it by 3 reps, Janice, you just made $15,600 in overrides. It took you a year. Who cares? You combine this with your personal sales, Janice, you just made almost $34,000 in a second career as additional income. Janice, if it took you from this today all the way to next year to do that, are you a loser or is that a win?
That sounds like a win to me because that's like half of the income I make in this corporate job that I have.
Facts. Thank you for saying that. And Janice, you have to go into the office 2 or 3 times a week. You got to work 40 hours a week. You got to work with people that you don't really like. You got to be on the damn phone all day and on Teams all day.
Absolutely.
You
And
feel me?
there's a fear that I could get let go by that company at any chance.
Anytime. We're
Yeah.
talking about a possibility to maybe not replace your income, but show the potential of what we have. Do y'all see what I'm talking about when I said I got fired up about doing this? Because I said, shit, if I start over, if all I did was start over and focus on getting 3 and getting them there, this is a game changer. But let's look at this. If y'all saw Janice earn $34,000 overriding 3 people who only helped 1 person a week with life insurance, what would you want to do if you were her rep? Erica, what would you want to do?
Go get more people.
Correct. Because I want
Promote
to
her.
be correct. You want to promote her because you want to get where she's at. So what do you have to do? You plus 3 who get 3. How do you go from senior rep into district leader? You already did 3 recruits, but you got to do 3,000 in premium in a 30-day period. If you got this many people going, if you notice, I haven't talked about focusing on going to go get life insurance. We're talking about recruiting people. Because raise your hand if you are either a client of Primerica or plan to be a client of Primerica. Did you become a client of, raise your hand if you became a client of Primerica before you were recruited. Geely, one of them. The reason why she got excited was because of the crusade. Afterwards, after she saw the FNA, everybody else was recruited first and then became a client. Do you see how this works?
Yeah. I need some auto insurance. It's time. So I went on the website and looked.
So,
And they
so even
emailed me. So
that's what I'm talking about. You're going to be able to get there, right? But when we're just talking about life insurance, you recruit people, they're eventually going to become a client because they see the impact. We don't need to necessarily focus on getting life insurance clients to then recruit. You plus 3 who get 3. This is Janice. Janice, I'm using you. You're the first person on here, okay? You. This is you. This is Erica. This is Eve, and this is Eloy. Then Eloy decides to recruit Joe and all these other people. So now we got reps, senior reps, and a district leader. Look at this. Look at these numbers, and I got to fly through this, okay? A district leader now goes from a 35% contract, a lawyer, to a 50% contract. You get paid $500 per average client. It's the same exact thing, but pulling out the numbers. How do you figure out these numbers? Remember, we help 1 client a week. On your calculator, there's 52 weeks a year. So take 52 times 500. You're a district leader. You get paid $500 for average sale. What number do y'all get? 52 weeks times $500 every week. What is that, y'all?
26,000.
$26,000. Write that number down. Okay, we're all district leaders today. Write that number down. 26,000. Second career, hustling, doing what you need to. You helping 1 person a week. Now, if you notice, I haven't talked about how many presentations you do. I don't know how many presentations we have to do to close a sale. You might have to do 3 KTs. You might have to do 5 KTs in the right market. You might have to recruit a lot of people. I don't know. And technically, I don't really care because as I'm going through this, I just got to get to it. Right? But look how this works. Remember, you as a district leader, I hope you wrote on your paper, by the way. I hope you wrote yourself in a couple circles. Draw some circles out.
I was
Draw
getting
some
to that
circles.
part.
Yeah, thank you, Eve, because that's what I do every single meeting that I have. I write circles on my paper. So write you and then a couple circles. You got 3 senior reps. Well, if you have 3 senior reps who each help 52 families a year, they earn $18,000 a year. But remember, we got to figure out the spread. Let me teach you how to figure out the spread between the sale. Okay, Joe, I'm your senior rep. I'm at a 35% contract. You're a district leader at a 50% contract. The difference between my contract and your contract is how much? If you subtract the two,
15.
15%. Well, the way that you're going to figure out this spread is 15 times 50, oh, excuse me, 15. Okay, so if we're 15, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. That means, what is 15% of $1,000, Joe? The way that y'all figure it out, by the way, okay, Joe, I'm putting you on the spot. You take 1,000 times 0.15. Thank you, Joe. On your calculator, 1,000 times 0.15. That equals how much, Joe?
150.
So every time I close a sale as a senior rep, you're going to get a $150 override. Just taught you the spread. Every
Well,
time.
override is a term that I should really know because I didn't know it
Yes,
before today.
100%. You, as we do training
Okay.
appointments, Eve, you're going to start getting the override every single appointment. As we start doing training appointments, the more that you show up on this override, we are here. Thank you, Eve. We're here for ownership and overrides.
Okay.
So watch.
Got appointment Monday, my first one.
You
I
sure
don't know
do.
what
She
to
scheduled
do,
it.
but
I
I'm
got it
gonna
at 1
show
o'clock
up.
notice. All you got to do is show up. She scheduled her first appointment. I got that notice at 1 o'clock this morning. I was so excited. Okay, so good job. So Joe, I want to bring it back to you. Ready? If you have a team of 3 people who each help 52 clients a year, that's 156 clients a year. If every time we help an average client, you get $150 overrides, everybody on your calculator, do 150 times 156. And Joe or whoever, tell me what number y'all get.
23.4.
23.4. Which means, Joe, you as a district leader who has 3 senior reps, you will make $23,400 in overrides. $23,400 in overrides. Remember, they made 18 grand each, but you make $23,400 in overrides between 3 senior reps. That plus your personal cash flow of sales that you wrote, that's almost $50,000 a year in business income. Joe, if it took you as a district leader a whole year to recruit and train 3 senior reps who each helped 1 client, and the following year you made almost $50,000 with half of that being in overrides, are you a loser or is that a win in business?
I'm a winner.
You're a winner. It takes the average business almost 5 years to turn a profit. 5 years. We're talking about doing this shit in 2 years, maximum. Now, Eve, remember this, the first 3 that you recruited might not be the next 3 as a senior rep. You might have to recruit a bunch of people, but it doesn't matter because what are we focusing on? Not the people who don't do it, not the people who quit. We're focused on the people who do it. We want the winners.
Now, you
That is
said
what we're
some
talking about.
people, I apologize. You said some people, not today, but you told us that some people become salesperson and then others become leader. I mean,
Yes,
there's more than
yeah.
one way to party.
For sure. Watch this now.
Yeah.
Eve, thank you for bringing that up because you know what? When I first started in Primerica, if somebody just wanted to do sales, I used to not give them everything. All right, just go ahead and read and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. If you want to be in sales, I love you. That's perfect. Let me help you get licensed. Let me teach you how to close some business because if you're going to be a rep for forever, that means me as a district leader, I get a sexy spread. Go help a bunch of people. Let's get some overrides. You gonna help people, you gonna make money, I'm gonna make money. We won everybody through massive recruiting. If you're understanding what I'm talking about so far, raise your hand. I need to make sure that we're good. Who's understanding why I was fired up at 3 o'clock in the damn morning finishing this stuff up? Because we have stuff to do. I couldn't sleep after doing this. I was thinking, I know why Gili wanted me to cover this. Because I need to go recruit some directs and go get big. Love it, Adam. You plus 3 who get 3 who get 3. Let me be very clear as I close this out. I only have three more things. What I'm showing y'all is not numbers on a page, and it's not pie in the sky. If you go on YouTube and you look at A Power of Three by Art Williams, this is literally how Primerica was started from this. Literally. That was in 1970 something. Let's talk about today. If you watch Andy Onstead on YouTube, he just did a training presentation. His three biggest RVPs literally came from a recruit who recruited somebody who recruited three. His $200,000 earner came from somebody who recruited somebody who he taprooted, who recruited four. This is not pie in the sky. This is real numbers, Beloit. I get focused on, okay, I recruit this one person and this person's going to be everything. No. We're going to recruit this person, put them in the system, help them do what they need to. And then we got to go get another one and get another one. And then we got to recruit for them. Joe, we're talking about leadership now. You've promoted yourself to regional leader. We skipped division leader because I knew I wasn't going to have time. Let's go to regional leader, one step before regional vice president. Erica, this is what you and Demore guys are going to be. This is what y'all are fighting for, 70% contract. Every time, Erica, you help one average client personally, how much do you get paid?
Where are we?
Oh, hold on. I got to change the slide. Sorry. That's right here.
Oh, regional leader. Yep.
Regional leader. $700. This is a lot on the page, but look how this works, Erica. You and Demorial help just one average client only with life insurance, not auto insurance, not PLPP, not investments, just life insurance. That's 52 clients a year. Remember the math. 52 times 700 equals $36,400 in personal cash flow.
Love it.
Most people, by the way, will leave their job at district leader, not because they've replaced their income in most cases, but because of the potential to replace their income. At regional leader, you're most likely full-time. You have 3 direct district leaders. I want to pause here. If we go back here, I'm not even going to talk about the overrides from these 3 people or from these 9 people. I'm only going to talk about the overrides from 1, 2, 3 district leaders who write personal sales. Erica, I'm not talking about them having team sales because the numbers were getting crazy. I was at $170,000 at regional leader. Just keep it simple. 3 direct district leaders who each help one client a week personal. That's $156 clients a year. Let's do the math one more time. Okay, Janice? Everybody on your calculator. If you have a district leader who's at 50%, Janice, I'm your district, you're my regional leader. You subtract the 2 contracts. What's the difference between my contract and your contract, Janice? Or anybody, I don't care.
20%.
20%, okay? 20% of 1,000, if you take 1,000 and you multiply it by 0.20, that should come out to $200. Who's getting that so far? Okay. Every time I, as a district leader, write a sale, Janice, as a regional leader, gets paid a $200 override. You have 3 district leaders who each help one family a month or 52 clients a year. That's 156 new clients. On your calculator, y'all, what is 156 times a $200 override? Who's got that math?
31,200.
31,200.
I didn't even do the math. Okay, I did do it right. Okay, I forgot to change it right here. So 31,200. So watch this. I have it right here. That 31,200 plus your personal cash flow as a regional leader, that's $67,000 a year in business income. Let me paint a picture. Who's ever seen a gym before? A Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, anything. Who's ever seen a gym before?
Yeah.
Do you know that there is over 113,000 gyms in America? Okay, over 113,000 gyms, small, big, large. The average profit for a gym owner, all those gyms, all you do is buy the equipment, you staff it, and then everything else works itself. Do you know the average profit for a gym owner is only $30,000 in America in 2023? Joe, can you believe that?
Wow.
All you got to do is buy the drinks and the gym, it takes care of itself, right? You ain't got to do food and stuff. For a business that you kind of just turnkey, the profit is only $30,000 on average. You're telling me that if I'm a regional leader and all I did was focus on getting 3 district leaders who helped 1 client a week, you're telling me that I could make $67,000, and that's not even talking about overriding their team? Joe, bringing it back to you. Erica, bringing it back to you. If it took you a year to build 3 district leaders as a regional leader who each helped a family, but you cash flowed 68 grand, should you feel bad about yourself?
No, that's a
No.
W.
That's a win. This is only talking about, Erica, us getting 3 who get 3 who get 3. This isn't talking about the massive recruiting that we are seeing in today's business. But do you see why we have, as a team, thank you, Geely and Chris, thank you, Adam and Rachel, for shifting our mindset, shifting our focus to recruiting? Do y'all see how we've talked about every single presentation, every single training, we're talking about recruiting? Why? Because when we focus on recruiting, everything follows from there. We became a client after we became a recruit. Most people are going to do the same exact thing. Who's getting excited about understanding just from getting 3? Because I got fired up. I done woke Allie up. The dog is about to start barking and shit. It's about to be wonderful. You hear me? Let's talk about this. This is from, if you do not have this book yet, it's called A.L. Williams Way. I challenge you, invest $20 into yourself to get this book. This is literally the playbook of Art Williams that he wrote in like 1980 and has redeveloped it. It talks about the power of 3, okay? Now, unfortunately, y'all can't see it on here. Oh, you can, okay, good. He wrote this in. See, most businesses, State Farm, Merrill Lynch, most financial services businesses have 1 manager and their job is to recruit 3, and then they got to keep kind of recruiting. They only have that 1 person. In our business, we are able to recruit the multiples. 3 to the 10th power is 59,000 recruits. It's literally how A.L. Williams, now Primerica, was built. The gold mine is in overrides. Everybody wants to get overrides, not sales. Our recruiting goal and our licensing goal should be 100%, which, by the way, is one of the reasons why, thank you, Erica Jones, for committing to not just helping your and DeMoyle's team, but becoming a licensing specialist to help our team so we can get our licensing goal to 100%. Because right now it's like at 10. Thank you, Erica, for doing that. We're rolling that out next month, y'all. Thank you for that, because we need to do that. Here's the goal. Write these 3 bullet points down, please. Write these bullet points down. Get a new recruit in the fields. Joe, within how many days?
2 to 3.
Correct. 2 to 3 days. The bare minimum, we should get 50% of our recruits licensed. Bare minimum. And then the last one, circle this last bullet point, star it, highlight it, I don't care, kiss it, whatever you need to do. We need to teach our new recruit how to build a team and build a team fast. Okay, thank you for staying with us for the 5 extra minutes, y'all. Thank you for this. 6 months ago, when I recruited Sean, we're getting him training, when I'm training Jacoby and stuff, I wanted them to be so good that I was almost overtraining them. What do I mean by that? I'll do this presentation, no problem. I'll do this. I want you to be so good. Let's do this. That right there, I just didn't know better. But now I know people will be doing their own presentation by the 10th eye opener on this team. They're going to be recruiting people on their own within 2 weeks of doing training because of the system that we have and the focus that we will be doing. That's the biggest thing. We're going to take it to another level. Here's the last slide that Geely wanted to cover. It's my favorite thing. When it comes to double-digit recruiting, that's where the game starts. Why? Because here's the numbers. On your paper, please write 10 recruits. Underneath that, write 4 and cross out 4. Listen, y'all, I can't believe this, but it literally just happened a couple weeks ago. Aloy, you know this. Eve, you haven't experienced this. We're going to recruit 10 people on your team ASAP. And before we send the welcome email, 4 of them are going to quit. They were your next door neighbor. They done picked up their house and moved. You can't find them. You can't find them. You used to see them at the grocery store every single day. Now you can't see them. They done disappeared. They quit the business. You'll never find them. Cross it out. It is what it is. The second one. Okay. So 2, ready, Eve? 2 of them will be spare timers or any timers. Write that down, please. You want these people. Now, they might not be your killers. They might not be the people who are going to show up on training every single week. They might put one sale up every other month. But you want to love on these people because guess what? We're not focusing on what they're closing. Erica, we're focusing on who do they know, Eve, that we can recruit because they might be the winner. Jessica Powers, $200,000 earner on Andy Onstead. Abby, both of the Abbies who each earn $100,000 a year. Do you know that that person who was recruited posted on Facebook, did a presentation with Andy, and was able to set up an appointment with another person? That person posted on their Facebook about the hiring phase, but didn't show up to the recruiting interview. But Abby, both of the Abbies and Jessica Powers came from that person's Facebook post who didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Andy did not care about the spare timer, the first person, because she ended up quitting, or the person who didn't show up. She focused on the killers who are now $200,000 earner and 2 $100,000 earners, because he understands the numbers. We have to remember that. Underneath your paper, put 3 part-timers. These are the people I was just talking about. These are the people who are senior reps going to write 1 sale a week, 52 sales a year. They're the ones that are going to make great income. They're going to be your crusaders for life. They're going to be the ones who show up on trainings. They're going to be able to do what they need to. But what we are focused on is, out of the 10, we're looking for the 1 district leader who wants to go to regional vice president. The 1 district leader who shows up to every single training, who answers coaches' calls, who reaches out to Geely to ask for help. They're the one that you want. That's your winner. You're going to spend as much time as you can building their team. And my favorite part is this. Everybody read this last line out loud, please.
But you can control this.
it.
You can't control
Man.
these people, but you can control this.
Okay.
We can't control who's going to quit and who's going to stay, but what we can control is us getting 10 recruits to find out who filters themselves out. What we are
Okay.
focusing on from here on out is recruiting and closing. Yes, we're going to overcome objections. Yes, we're going to show you how to do PLPP. We'll do all that separately. But from here on out, this team, we are focusing on recruiting and getting 10
Right.
ASAP. 3 who get 3
Hey,
to
if they
get
say
10.
no, they're not saying no to me. They're saying no
not-
to the opportunity.
You
We're just
said
gonna
it.
keep it moving.
Let's go. Who else do you know? We are going to focus on double-digit recruiting through massive, massive, massive prospecting and recruiting, because that is what the key focus is. I don't know about y'all, but the fact that in order for us to live, the last thing, and I'm turning back over to Geely, okay? I know I'm 15 minutes over. I'm sorry. It is what it is. We
He's
needed this, y'all.
excited. Woo!
I'm excited. This is where we're at. Write this number down, please. 176454. 176454. The numbers just came out 2 weeks ago. In order for you to be now considered lower middle class, you have to be earning household $176,454. Correct. Due to inflation, corporate greed, people raising prices, what's happening? Rental properties. In order for us to be lower middle class, people need to be earning $176,000 a year. That is not happening in America right now. So the middle class is disappearing. It's not really. It's going where it needs to. We have an opportunity to change people's lives, y'all. Jobs are not going to do that. We can do that from recruiting this opportunity. Let's bring up our future senior vice president, soon to be $300,000 earner, making it happen, building a big hierarchy, recruiting, training, and helping us get there to our regional vice president, Geely. Let's go, let's go.
Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you, Taylor. Big shout out to Taylor for doing the work on both those presentations that we went through this morning. Not my Word doc, but
It
the
worked out.
first presentation that I did and the second one. So that's great stuff, right? So today, not only did we learn what we've got to do to grow, but then we learned what we've got to do to grow. Right? We need to make sure that if we are going to be able to recruit an army and to build a business, the first step is to understand how we tick and understand how other people tick, so we can connect with them in the best way possible, so we can go out there and talk to more people or recruit people that are going to talk to more people. Right? If you're not a blue personality, go recruit a bunch of blues. If you're not a red, go recruit a bunch of reds. You want to recruit all the yellows because they're going to tie it together, and those greens are going to be your lifelong representatives that are going to consistently write business, right? And continue to move forward. We want to have a full, comprehensive team. We want all the personalities, and then obviously making sure that we go out and we go big. We know we've seen other teams doing it. 100 recruits in a month, 100,000 in premium in a month, getting people promoted to regional vice president in a 12-month time frame, making 6 figures. We just saw this. We don't need to pussyfoot around anymore. We don't need to tiptoe through the tulips, right? We can still love on all the people and still explode. So I want to thank you guys for staying on today. I know we went over, but we definitely
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you, Taylor, for
Yes,
everything that
thank
you
you.
Is
did.
this gonna be on
And
YouTube?
I'm putting it on YouTube. That's why I started recording. Let's go.
Congratulations on the implementation of your YouTube. I think that's
Thank
an
you.
excellent idea.
Thank
heck
you.
I'm a
yeah, it's
subscriber, by
amazing.
the way. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
So thank you guys. You have a great day, a great weekend. Get after it. I know you got lots of people to talk to connect with, and
Facts.
we'll see y'all on Tuesday. Have a
See
great
you on
night.
Tuesday.
Go
Thank you,
shine.
everyone. Bye, guys.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye,
All
y'all.
right,
Appreciate it.